it could ultimately mean we break away from probably the worst economic mistake as a policy decision ever made, and that was the decision of the Americans, led by Harry Dexter Wright at the Bretton Woods Agreement, to insist that the American dollar become the reserve currency for international trade, whereas what Keynes wanted to do was bring in a invented currency called the Bancor, which would be issued by what is the equivalent of the International Monetary Fund on a basis of the size of each economy being involved. And that would have meant that no particular country could dominate international trade. But it would also mean that you wouldn't have the bad side effect that America gets out of that, that there's a demand for American dollars over and above the need to buy American goods. And therefore, the American dollar is inflated in value. And what that means is that the outputs of America are more expensive than they need to be, which undermines the manufacturing sector. So that sets up enormous imbalances in the global monetary system, and it would actually be better to break away from a single currency. So I think this would actually, even though it's not meant to benefit the whole world, the fact we'd have more than one currency is a step towards having a multiple currency system where no one country dominates, and we lose this madness we've had since 1944 after Bretton Woods of a national currency being used for international trade.
Is it seriously the beginning of the end of the US dollar as king?
That comes down to just how effective the strategy will be. And to be effective, it's got to be accepted to some extent by other countries in the world. So we have the SWIFT system for international trade and the American dollar, for example, and countries are part of that. The central banks of countries are part of that. Will that same thing happen with the other system? We don't know. So it could be, and that would be a silver lining in the dark cloud of the Ukraine war. But there's no guarantee that will happen in the real world.